Shalom everyone. So I promised some updates. I don't want to overwhelm with the updates to become a news channel, but I want to give you a little bit of an insight from here, from Israel. So it's 24 hours after Israel first attacked in Iran. We're talking about basically now it's 2:30 a.m. here in Israel, Friday night, Eve of Shabbat. We've just finished two rounds of rockets being launched and falling in Israel. We had to run to the shelter in our neighbor's house, so thanks to our neighbors for hosting us. It's been longer than the Yemenite rockets and the Gaza rockets at the beginning of the war because these rocket attacks are longer and there's more rockets being shot. We could hear some of the explosions. There were few rockets falling in Tel Aviv. As far as I know, to now we have one woman that got killed and there's over 40 that got injured, and I pray that they will be okay. And the situation is kind of weird. The whole day was kind of trying to sleep, recovering from the crazy night we had when the attack started, and um, during the evening, it was clear that the Iranians would retaliate with missiles. The missiles can be stopped. Some of them, there's actually amazing 97% the Air Force reported of success of intercepting the ballistic missiles they shoot. But some of them penetrate through the air defense system. So basically, we did have few hits in Tel Aviv. I believe it's not reported but army bases in Israel got hurt. They are not intercepting missiles that are going to hit army bases, um, just because it's not civilian areas. If it's Air Force place, they try to take all the air vehicles to the air before, so they won't get hurt from the missiles. So far, we know that from last night until now, Israel destroyed a lot of Iranian, um, basically air defense for sure. There was a crazy operation of the Mossad with drones by destroying a lot of the air defense around Tehran and other places. They actually created a drone factory or a center that all these drones came out before the Israeli airplanes came, so it was kind of like a pick and roll. So the Israeli airplanes could be attacking safely, and that's genius. That's crazy. I mean, part of what we've been doing today, we're telling to each other, we can't believe what was happening. All this planning, 20 years of planning. And there's one facility in Nataz which was damaged, and there's some radiation coming out of it. There's some facilities for the nuclear weapon that they're building that are buried underground very deep. It's very hard to get in there, and we hope the world will help and join to stop the activity over there by destroying all the entrances, or maybe America has technologies that can go in, or I wouldn't be surprised if there will be Israeli troops on the ground coming in there and just exploding it from inside. Stay tuned, as we say. Israel killed, as part of the first wave of the attack, um, big part of the leadership of the revolutionary forces, the Air Force, the Iranian Air Force. So the entire leadership over there is gone. And since Israel announced that if Iran will hit civilian areas in Israel, there will be retaliation from Israeli side. So we've heard that a few hours ago there was some bombing of airports, including some maybe oil facilities, and maybe Khamenei, the leader of Iran, is targeted, and who knows if he will meet his virgins, as they say in the radical Islam. Meanwhile, I want to keep this an open channel over here for you guys to ask questions. I don't want to overwhelm with messages and stuff you can read online. If it's not clear why Israel is doing what we're doing, it's for us Israelis. It's completely clear. Since the regime came to power in '79, they had one of their goals was to destroy and eliminate Israel. And when Israel is the only country, together with the U.S., that another country is wanting to eliminate. It's the same country that wants to eliminate both of us. It's Iran, and they're telling us that for over 40 years. They've been telling us that fact, and this is something that if you ignore, eventually they do it. And they were trying to do that. They were trying to build a ring of fire around Israel with Hamas and Hezbollah and the forces in Iraq and Yemen and their ballistic missiles. This could damage Israel by a surprise attack. Thank God Hamas, in a way, destroyed it by attacking first without planning with everyone, or just doing it a bit earlier. And Israel slowly broke this ring of fire, and now it's the last phase of destroying the big capability that is aiming and threatening us with the ballistic missiles and the nuclear weapon that we already know they have enough kilograms of enriched uranium to create bombs in days. And obviously, putting this on rockets is something that may take a little bit more time. But we've had the information. They're doing it. They're going there. This is what was talked between the leadership of Israel and the U.S. We know that Israel and the U.S. were on the same, as we say, on the same page. They were updated, and we already know that there's also attack towards American embassies in Iraq tonight. So maybe America will join the war and attack, and that this will be helpful not for Israel but for the free world. And this is something that has to be understood by the West, and it hasn't been understood yet, that there is a power of evil that is trying to destroy all of us, not just Israel, and we have to stand strong together and destroy it. I hope the Iranian people will join, and together will bring peace to this region. It's going to be easier and stronger, and hopefully it will lead to years of peace together with Saudi and the Arabs, and obviously the end of the war in Gaza and return of the hostages. Again, I'm going to keep this open channel maybe once a day, twice a day. I'm going to also, my next message, I'm going to send a video of us running during the siren. The last siren, it was actually around 1:30 a.m. With the kids, we had to wake them up, and we ran to the neighbors. So make sure your volume is down, because the siren is loud. And that's actually the scariest part, is the siren. We can't. I will add one more thing, which is amazing, and I shared it with many people. This ability that Israel has to alert us from rockets, it's what enabling me to sit outside right now, quiet, and be safe. And in our house, our roof is kind of like nothing. So we don't have any shelter. We have to go to the neighbors or to run to the shelter, to the bomb shelter in the community, which is further away. So the siren gives us a minute and a half, and we actually get about 11 minutes when they recognize the launching of the missiles. So that's amazing. It's enabling us to keep our life. It's not easy, you always have to be alerted, especially with the little kids. Especially if you're doing anything. We can't really drive for long distance. We wish we could, so we could stay somewhere and sleep in a safe room. We don't want to take over our neighbor's small room, but we're going there when there is an attack, and they're welcoming us, and it's kind of like a blessing that we have this in Israel, and I hope people understand it. When people who visited me, my last group from New Mexico, you can testify how siren is something that is literally saving life, and you can protect yourself, and that's what saves life in Israel. For the past over 20 years, since Gaza been shooting rockets, and we have sirens and alerting from there, and also Hezbollah, and during 2006, and we actually didn't really have it in 6 exactly, but it got improved lately, this alerting system, so it's amazing. Meanwhile, I hope everyone are okay, and I hope we'll get peace soon and people can come visit. All of our trips that I had one trip got cancelled in June, so if you hear about any job opening up in America, driving for someone or something that I can do for the summer, I'm willing to come over to send some money back home. So this will be a little mission to find a new job for the summer. But I believe after the summer, tourism will come back. We were starting to rise up. People came over here. There's still groups on the ground. And today, even after the attack in Iran, I know a group of my friend was traveling in Jerusalem, and there's still groups traveling. And I hope next week I'll take some people around, and that's impressive. So stay tuned, keep on praying. Again, personal and private questions, and I can reply here for everyone. You can do it on the Facebook group or via WhatsApp or whatever. I'm here, and I will give more and more updates if needed. And questions are always important. I'll try to bring some people to interview, maybe to show you more of the life here in Israel, what's going on. But meanwhile, you can see how quiet it is behind me. The the night is here, and some dogs are barking, and everyone's sleeping. So good night in Israel. Have a Shabbat Shalom, and see you soon.